Hello, my name is Joshua Sampson, and I am happy to be back on YouTube. It's been about a year since I've made my last video, and you may be wondering, is this guy really looking at a note card right now? Look up and tell them you're not looking at a note. I'm not reading off a note card, okay? I can even show you guys. Boom, all right, get the fuck out of here. Okay, 3 ways to not live a miserable life, okay? This is from my astronomical enduring 23 years on this earth, okay? 23 fucking years, a long time. I'm gonna try not to swear as much through the rest of the video, sorry. Swear a lot, okay. Number one, the first thing that you don't want to do so that you don't live a miserable life, okay? That is to be a lover of what is. I read a book, and the title of the book was Loving What Is. And the book was about, I'll let you guys guess, I'll give you guys 5 seconds. It's like Dora, right? It was about loving what is. You know how in Dora they are like, oh, where's the map? It's right there. So, loving what is. Reality. So Byron Katie, the author of the book Loving What Is, she looks at reality as God, okay? As creator, as infinite intelligence, whatever you want to think of life to be. Whoever is in charge of life, whoever is So she looks at reality as God. And when you argue with what's happening in your reality, you're arguing with God, or the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever you believe in, you're arguing with it. But if you can just observe it, go with the flow, and whatever happens, it is what it is, you just let it flow, that's when life starts to turn around for you and become really amazing. Because in reality, the things that happen in our life, it isn't the things that are happening in our lives that is making us angry, annoyed, upset, depressed. It's the thoughts in our head, in our minds, about whatever is happening. It's not what's happening, it's the thoughts behind it, if that makes sense to you. It's your thoughts that are ruining reality for you. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are 7 billion people and growing. 7 billion people and growing on this earth, right? And we all have a different perspective. I kind of worded that weird. 7 billion I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean. And we all have a different perception of reality, which is pretty amazing if you think about it. And that's because we're the narrator. Your soul, your consciousness, it's the narrator of your life. You're writing the story, and most of the people, they're on autopilot. So when you become conscious and aware of your thoughts through meditation or another way, that's how you can realize that, okay, I'm telling a story. What if I just end the chapter here and start a new chapter? Start writing, something different. And that's what I've done with my life, and it's worked out tremendously. Also, after reading this book, going back onto the topic, just loving what is, I don't argue with shit that happens in my life. For example, a week ago, I went to a dealership to get a car, and first time going to a dealership to get the car, my other 2 cars were from Craigslist and from people I know. And so they went smoothly. And this was a fucking shit show. Said I wasn't gonna swear. I'm sorry. That's just how I express myself, so thank you for validating my self-expression. But I didn't get the car. And everyone in my life was like, that's fucked up. What, like, you should be angry right now. You should get consumer protection in there. The way they handle it, they led me on. I down payment within the first 5 minutes, and then I thought I had the car. I'm not dumb. He made it sound like it was already mine. But in other words, I was waiting 2 days. They ghosted me like some girls do, some guys, You're left there wondering, anxious, like, is he ever going to text me back? Is she ever going to text me back? Am I ever going to get this car? And they text you back or whatever, and it's bad news like you thought, which it was bad news like I thought. I didn't get accepted for the car, but everyone was like, yo, you should be pissed, you should be upset. And I was like, it is what it is. Why make myself upset? I can't control it. Reality, it is what it is. The reality of my reality is I didn't get the car. It is what it is, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Saying that motto, I know I hear it from a lot of people, but for me, it is what it is like everything for me. I don't argue. I just accept. And when you accept, you let it flow. You don't create resistance or a disturbance in your mind or a disturbance in what's coming to you through the law of attraction. You just let it flow. So that's number one. Just loving what is, not arguing with God, not arguing with the universe, not arguing with infinite intelligence, not arguing with whatever you believe in, Buddha, Elmo, fucking, you know what I'm talking about, Fairly Odd Parents. I know I'm all over the place. When I grew up, going off topic, growing up I've seen a lot of movies and TV shows. So a lot of the things I use to explain and simplify, I use it through TV shows and movies. And if you haven't seen that movie, then I can see how it's not simplified for you. But I mean, it is for me, so I'll work on that. So that's number one. Don't argue with reality. Just let it flow. Number two, do not play the victim. Okay? Life is happening for you, not to you. A quote from Tony Robbins. If you don't know who Tony Robbins is, I highly recommend that you seek him out. He is an amazing person, super wise, great personality. I highly, 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 highly recommend you check him out. He has helped me in my life tremendously. Okay? Stop playing the victim. It's not happening to you. God's not angry at you. Whatever you believe in is not angry at you. Nothing's mad at you. It's not happening to spite you or bring you down. It's happening so you can learn and grow. This is like a school. Life is like a school. If you pay attention to if you pay attention to the bad things that you've gone through in your life, and then you look back from like a present perspective, if I look back on the shit in my life that sucked in the present moment back in the past, and I look at it now, it's always worked out. I've recently gotten to stocks, and it's like a bear market, right? You're going down, but it always bulls up. It always goes back up. If you're into stocks, boom, simplified it for you. Life is like that, ups and downs, but when you're in the down part, it always goes up. But if you can control your state of mind and your state of being while you're in the downslope, the bear, and you can just maintain it, life then begins to become really, really, really awesome, really amazing. Because they're not lows. They're lulls. I'll say they're lulls. You're just kind of idling around, waiting for that uptrend to happen again. At least that's how I look at it. So that's number two. Life is happening for you. You have dreams and goals, right? God, the universe, infinite intelligence, etc., 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 wants you to live out your desires. We're kind of here to explore our desires, to get them out of the way, to get our fleshly desires out of the way. So then your soul can come out. So God wants to grant your desires. Okay? So he's preparing you for the big desires, big dreams, big goals you want, saying like 20 years. You're being prepared now, mentally, just how you react. And if you're not passing the lessons, you're not going to get to where you want to go. You got to pass the classes, the tests. It's a school, right? And the same lessons are always looping back around, always cycling around. Everything cycles. Just like your thoughts. Your thoughts cycle. The very big, going to neuroplasticity here, the nerves in your brain that are the thickest are also the habits that are the most hard to break. And you're always learning, you're always reshaping your habits by every decision, every thought you make, every reaction you have. You're always reprogramming, recalibrating. So, got off topic a little bit, but life is happening for you. The last thing, huge, you hear it all the time. If you are you big in like self-help reading, self-help podcasts, etc., is gratitude. Okay? You don't want to not be thankful. Gratitude speeds up the brain, and also it raises your level of vibration. It raises your state of being. It makes you happier. It makes you it changes your paradigm. It shifts it, because the brain wants to see all the negative and everything, and all the things that you want to be fearful of, and make sure that you want to be aware of, so that you don't get hurt, so that you don't get upset, that you don't get your heart broken. That's where your brain is looking. The lizard brain, the lowest part, the most primal part of your brain, is looking for that shit. So when you become aware of that, you then can change it, right? You can then be like, okay, the opposite of all this negativity and this primal urges, this fight or flight, all that stuff, is being grateful, being satisfied, being relaxed, content, etc. All that stuff. So what I do every morning is I have a big whiteboard. I'll just fill it out with what I'm thankful for. Past stuff, present stuff, it's all in the present tense, okay? But even like goals I want, say like I want 1 million YouTube subscribers. You know, I gotta be thankful for 5. I gotta be thankful for 10. I gotta be thankful for 20. So I just gotta be thankful for what I have now. And once you're thankful for what you have now, it grows. But I found this out. You can't trick the system. You can't be like, I'm gonna pretend to be grateful for this so that I can get it. You can't. Vibrations don't lie. I've tried it. Okay, when I first started out being grateful for stuff, I would force it. I would I wasn't actually grateful for it at the time. But when you're actually grateful for it, that vibe pulses out and it's received. You can't, vibes don't lie. And if you're an empathetic person, if you're an empath, you can read vibrations. Like, I've always been like that my whole life. I could just read vibrations. I could be like, hey, what's wrong? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, dude, I can feel it. You can't hide that shit. I can feel it. I've been like this my whole life. I can read that shit. Just like reading a book. Just like reading a book. But those are my top 3 things, so you do not live a miserable life. Okay? Life has its ups and downs. Learn to control yourself through the bear part, the downs. Okay? Because then there is no downs. You can take this slope, right? You can flatten that curve, and boom. So it's just like levels out. So you're just always going up, if that makes sense. You're always going up. Level up, level up, level up. Meek Mill. There's levels to this shit. I love that. I love that part. There's really levels to this. It's awareness, levels of awareness. You level up by your awareness, by what you become aware of. And that's just learning, that's just progressing, that's growing, that's evolving, etc. So, 3 things, just to recap. Go with the flow. It is what it is. It is what it is. Be a lover of what is. Be a lover of what is in your present reality. Number 2, life is happening for you, not to you. Don't play the victim. And number 3, be grateful for whatever you have. If you're not grateful for where you are at now, then how are you supposed to be grateful for where you're going to be at in 5 years? You're going to stay in wherever you're at now because you're not grateful for it now. Just like, for example, I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, and like Jeff Bezos. A lot of people don't like him. I see both sides of everything. I try to be the middleman in everything in life. I try to see both sides. I don't take sides. And some people don't like those kind of people, but I just like to observe. And that's just me. There's nothing wrong with me being me. I'm just me. But to go back to it, Elon Musk and like Jeff Bezos, they want to go to Mars, etc. We want to go to the moon. But we're not grateful for Earth, right? As a collective group, we're not grateful for Earth. And it shows. This virus, this virus, insane. I'm not on either side. Wear a mask, not wear a mask. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel safe, do it. Do it. But we can't even take care of this fucking planet. How are we supposed to take care of Mars or the moon, etc.? I'm not getting way off topic. That pretty much sums up this video. I really want everyone to live a happy life. I know we've all been, I have been, everyone else has been. We're all kind of the same. We've all been through low spots. Some worse than others. It's all perspective, because like me stubbing my toe could be like, I'm not even going to correlate it. But you know what I mean? It's perspective. So, I appreciate it if you made it this far through this video. It's been my first video in about a year. So I can understand if it was kind of cringeworthy to not watch it all the way through. I understand. I'm gonna watch this shit and, grow from it. I'm gonna try to make a video every day, every other day at the latest. or the least, because I just want to get my energy out there. I got a lot of wisdom. I read a lot. I learn a lot. I mean, I'm a generic white boy in the middle of the woods. What else do I have to do besides learn, grow? You know, not much. So, yeah, every day, hopefully. So thank you guys for watching. If it's early in the morning, or I hope you have a great rest of your day. If it's nighttime, enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you for watching.